You are standing in the middle of the Serengeti, and right in front of you, a lion is walking past a hyena, close enough to touch, and nothing happens. No fight, no chase. Just two killers ignoring each other like strangers on a subway. That should not make sense. These are two of the deadliest hunters on the planet. So why don't they just eat each other? Here's a question for you before we go further. If you had to guess, which predator do you think is more afraid of the other, the lion or the hyena? Drop your guess in the comments. You might be surprised by the answer later. Because the truth is, predators eating other predators happens far less than you'd think. And the reason is not about kindness. It is not about respect. It is about math. Cold, brutal, evolutionary math. Let's start with the basic idea. Every time an animal fights, it risks getting hurt. A scratched eye, a broken leg, a torn muscle. For a plant eater, healing from an injury might just mean a rough few weeks. But for a predator, an injury can mean death, because a predator with a limp cannot hunt. And a predator that cannot hunt starves. So when two predators face off, both of them are thinking the same silent thought. Is this meal really worth losing my future? Most of the time, the answer is no. Scientists actually have a name for one predator killing or eating another. It is called Intraguild predation. The term was made popular by ecologist Gary Paulus, who studied how predators that compete for the same prey sometimes turn on each other, but only under specific conditions. And one of his biggest findings was this. Predators rarely eat each other for food. They kill each other to remove competition. Let that sink in for a second. It is not about hunger. It is about business. Think of it like two rival coffee shops on the same street. One owner doesn't necessarily want to eat the other guy's furniture. He just wants him gone, so there are more customers left for himself. That is exactly what happens with lions and cheetahs. Lions will kill cheetah cubs, not because they are hungry, but because fewer cheetahs means more prey for lions later. It is competitive elimination dressed up as a hunt. But here's where it gets even stranger. Even when predators do kill each other, they often don't eat the body. Why would you kill something and then walk away from a free meal? Researcher Scott Creel, who has spent years studying African carnivores like wild dogs, lions, and hyenas, found that these interspecies killings are usually driven by competition and territory, not nutrition. The body isn't the goal. The threat is the goal. Removing the threat is the meal, metaphorically speaking. So predators are basically playing a long, silent chess game. And every match, they are asking one question. Is my opponent worth the risk? Now, size matters here too, but maybe not the way you think. You would assume the biggest predator always wins. But biology has a twist. Bigger predators need more energy to survive. That means they need more food, more often. So if a lion picks a fight with a leopard every single day, sure, it might win most fights. But it also risks injury constantly. And one bad day, one wrong swipe, could end its hunting career forever. Meanwhile, smaller predators like foxes or jackals often survive not by fighting back, but by simply not showing up. They avoid the times and places where bigger predators hunt. It's basically nature's version of scheduling around your annoying coworker, so you never have to see them at the coffee machine. This brings us to something called the landscape of fear. Ecologist William Ripple studied this idea while researching wolves in Yellowstone National Park. When wolves were reintroduced, other animals didn't just get hunted less or more. Their entire behavior changed. Prey animals began avoiding certain areas completely, out of pure fear, even if wolves weren't currently there. The same thing happens between predators. A smaller predator doesn't need to see a lion to avoid a lion's territory. Its instincts already draw an invisible danger zone on the map. It just knows. Stay out or pay the price. So predators aren't roaming randomly, waiting to snack on each other. They are living inside a constant, invisible strategy game where survival depends on knowing which fights to avoid. But here's the twist that makes this whole topic even more interesting. Sometimes, predators do eat each other. It happens with owls eating smaller owls. It happens with big cats eating smaller wild cats. It happens with sharks eating other sharks. So it is not a rule that never breaks. It happens mainly in two situations. When food is extremely scarce and starvation becomes more dangerous than injury. Or when there is a massive size difference, so the risk of a fight nearly disappears. In other words, predators are not being noble. They are calculating odds every single day, like tiny furred and feathered accountants of risk and reward. So next time you see two predators standing near each other, doing absolutely nothing, know that it is not peace. It is a truce built on fear, energy, and probability. Every predator on Earth is silently asking one brutal question. Can I win this fight without losing everything else? And most of the time, the smartest answer, the one that has been shaped by millions of years of evolution, is simply walk away. That is the real secret behind why predators rarely eat each other. It's not friendship. It's not morality. It's survival math. Running quietly behind every stare, every growl, every step backward in the wild. And once you understand that, you will never look at nature the same way again. Every animal out there isn't just hunting for food. It's constantly weighing risk, cost, and the future, just to stay alive one more day. If this blew your mind a little, let me know in the comments what animal standoff you'd love to see explained next. And if you enjoyed this, hit like, subscribe, and check out the next video because the animal kingdom has a lot more secrets we haven't uncovered yet.